Alright everybody, now we're back. So, our next step is going to be making the bow. This is a really easy bow to do. You should not need any more zip ties right now. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up my mess up a little bit. So you're going to take your ribbon and you're going to have 3 2.5s, 2.5 inch ribbons, and then 2 1/2 inches. I'm going to cut your ribbon at 35 inches. And you're just going to need 1 strip of each of your 2 1/2 inch ribbons. I'm trying to keep the plastic on that. That was a fail. Okay. Alright, so you've got all 3 of these cut at 35 inches. You're going to want to dovetail them. And set those aside. Now these, what you're going to do, you want to cut 1 at 20 and 1 at 35. Uh-oh. And then you'll do that again with your second one. And these measurements don't have to be exact. Like, you can kind of eyeball it based off of how long you want your tails and how big you want your loops on your lantern. So the 20-inch pieces you will not need to dovetail. You can just set those aside. And then the other ones, go ahead and dovetail. Okay. So now we've gotten all that done. You're going to take your pipe cleaner and just set that to the side to you. And you're going to take your first loop. And you'll just want to, like, you can do it based off of your lantern. Like, so the swag is going to be tied around this top part. So you want to hold your bow from there. So it looks like I'm going to have to trim these tails a bit. That's okay. Or you can make your loops a little bit bigger. Okay. So I like that. You're going to want to twist one side so that they're pattern side up on both. Let's zoom in. Okay. So right here, my loop is 14 inches. So I've got 14-inch loops. at my ribbon. This is some stiff ribbon, y'all. And then what I've done is you fold it over, then you take that one side and you're going to twist it so that it's pattern side, pattern side. Then what you want to do is you're going to grab one of these 20-inch pieces. I need to go up. Uh-oh. Down. Okay. So you're going to grab these 20-inch pieces. You're going to use that first loop as your guide. So when you pull it tight, it should be even. So you're going to have just these little ends. You won't need to dovetail those because you're not going to use those as tails. In fact, you can probably cut them a little more flush. Okay. Then you're going to take your next 2.5 inch and you're going to make another loop using that guide. These tails do not have to be even, level. They're kind of supposed to be whimsical. Okay, so we've got that twisted around. So you're just beginning to make a bouquet of pieces here. So now we got this one. We're going to do the same thing. We've got another 1.5, but this one has a tail. Okay. I'm coming back in with my last 2.5 to make a bow. I'm flipping this. Okay. I'm going to come in with, so now this is what I have, right? Just a 5-loop bow, which you could just stick with this, but I like it to be a little bit more full. So I'm going to come in with my last tailed one. Right there. And I'm going to take that last one that I didn't put anything on, and I'm going to put that on the opposite side so it's not like touching anything. So you're filling in where you don't want your patterns like right up next to each other, but close. And now this one I'm going to trim because I know that I'm not going to need those scales to be seen. Alright. Now, you're going to come in with your pipe cleaner. I usually use my pointer finger to hold it. And you're going to just wrap it around. And you can even, because this should all be wired ribbon which you're using, you can lay it flat down and give it a good old tug and a couple of twists, just 1 or 2, to make it level, or not level, make it secure. Okay, so this is what you've got. You're going to wrap it. You can do one twist, wrap it back around, give it another twist. That should make it forward facing. So you've got the print side facing you. So we've wrapped, after you tie that pipe cleaner, you tie it back around. You're going to grab your swag. Just back out a little bit more so you can see. You're going to take that pipe cleaner and you're going to now wrap that around your swag and giving it a tug. Now, you want to tie that on as firm as you can get it. I'm going to come through here again using both sides. I'm going up through the bow on the sides of it to give myself an anchor point. You can take these ends and twist them so that they make one pipe cleaner. you are going to have that lantern opening facing you. You want to come around your lantern. I can't do it backwards, y'all. And just tie it on. So give it some firm ties. You should have your hot glue heating up at this point. Or prior to, I turned mine on to begin with. You're going to now bend. So now you've got this big old thing on there, right? Gloss of flour. Great. Okay. You're now going to begin to, you want to hold the one side and begin to bend those floral pieces back and around. And you're shaping it to the lantern. I want to see what I got going on here. You can fluff this bow out a little bit. And you're going to do that on the other side also. Okay, so right now this is what you have. So now you want to begin to weave these tails of ribbon through your swag. So that might look like leaving one of these down. We're going to pull this one. And at this point, if you need to trim some of these tails, you can. So I'm just going to show you what we've done so far. So what I've done is I've pulled this 1.5 inch over here, and I've used my finger to curl it to shape this this swag. I have pulled this pumpkin tail through here, and then I've made it like a curly Q. Okay, so there you can see that. Okay, now we've got this brown one. I like this tail up. So I'm going to pull some of these tails up so you can see it. This one here, I want to shape this. Alright. So this one, I'm going to pull up and around this bow. So what I've done is I've pulled some of the tails up and around the bow, so I've weaved them in and out. And this ribbon placement is really just what is aesthetically pleasing to you. Okay. So now this is what we have so far. And again, you should be using wired ribbons so you can fluff, pull, change shape, whatever you want to do on it. I don't like how that's looking, so we're going to try something different. Okay. So now we've got that. Now we're going to start to add in some extra floral. So this is like fallen out of the swag. I still want to keep it. So now you need to get out your zip tie. And if there's things you want to add to it, that's where you're going to add to. You're going to zip tie it to your base to a secure point. I really only want to add that one though. Maybe add some red. So what I've done is I'm just finding a spot that I want to anchor this to and putting it in. More zip tying. Pulling it tight. Alright, so after you've done that, you want to get out that floral tape again. It's right here. You just want to cover up those zip tie knots and try to make, if you have an extra stem, either try to cut it off or blend it in. Alright, so we are going to take a pause here. And when we come back, we're going to talk about adding the finishing touches to our lantern. Okay, so right now this is what we have. We're going to come back and do a little bit more. Alright,